I remember going home. I brought my wife back home, and we always said, if you don't want George to be in the room, turn the shoes over under your bed, and he'll leave you alone. Because when we first get there, he was slamming doors and stuff.
Wow.
And so she freaked out, and I said, put the shoes upside down under your bed, and he'll leave you alone, and it worked.
Wow.
She lived there for 6 months and never messed with her again.
Good heavens.
But there's rarely houses and it's funny because you have to tell that whole story. Because everybody says, has anybody died in this house? I always go, nope.
No. Well, I know now to say I'm afraid of the dark and just skedaddle.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the dark.
Yeah, because that works apparently.
He didn't buy the house, so I never saw him again.
He was like, I'm going to go get me a real realtor.
Yeah. I'm going to go find me Kelsey.
Yeah,
Where's
real man.
Kelsey?
That's right. Who's willing to explore anything in this house with me.
All right, Aspen, you're up.
So I was trying to think because I just haven't had that many like scary things happen. But there was one time I was showing a house in Denver and it was kind of a hoarder's house. Like there was just stuff kind of everywhere. It was an older house. And in this neighborhood that was kind of getting gentrified, it was like people were tearing down these older homes and putting like, they were buying like two and putting like mansions on them basically. So we were looking at this one house. And a lot of these older homes had like cellars that you go down in, but they were like full basement cellars. And so we were looking upstairs, and when we were upstairs, and again, this is like during the day, there's me, my friend was looking for a house to buy, and then two other people with us too. So it's not like we were alone. We were with a group. It was during the day. So lights all were on in the house. So we're flipping them on, and we just all felt weird in this house. But again, this up and coming neighborhood, really good investment. It was kind of like we're looking past the weird vibes in the house. It's like every time we went in a room, there was like beds with stuff piled on it and then blankets like covering the stuff. So it's
weird.
Oh, is there like someone underneath? Like it was just like the whole time you were just feeling kind of like weird vibes. But it seemed normal-ish, just like an older, messy house kind of. And then we go in to the cellar. So anytime you would go, they're almost like ADUs there. So you go like outside and then it has a separate entrance, and we were going down. And then you could get to it from the inside too. So there was like two ways to do it, but both of them you have to like duck under. It's like low hanging kind of, but they had put in like a kitchenette. And then it was kind of, but when we went down into this basement, we all felt like just heebie-jeebies kind of. And I was like, man, I just don't love it here. And it was like my close friend, like she's one of my closest friends. So I was kind of like, it's weird down here. She's like, yeah, I don't know. And she's not into that stuff at all. She's like, it's just a house. It's fine. But she was kind of feeling like, she's like, I feel like there's like people hiding in here. I'm like, I know, that's what I feel like too. And we go back and through, and it was kind of like that where it's just like room and then a room and then another room. And it's like, they're all just pieced together. And it starts, this isn't like an updated like basement either. So we're like getting in there.
Denver is probably built in the early 1900s.
It was, it was an old house. So we like are going in and we like look, and we're like going one room to the next. And then they were getting like older and kind of creepier. And then all of a sudden we walk into this one room, and it has like, it's all concrete floors. It's like cinder block walls. It has a medical bed just like in there. There was like locks on stuff. The windows were like painted black. And I was like, I don't want to be in this room anymore. So it was like just little tiny windows, like up at the top for like ventilation or whatever. They were like painted black, and then they had like little curtains over it too. And it was just like the rest of the house had like stuff kind of all over. And in here was like the medical bed, and then like a bed, like an old metal bed with like no mattress on it. And I was like, I don't like it in here.
Wow. Yeah. So why? So I mean,
I don't know. She actually ended up putting in an offer on the house, but it was a bunch of offers on the house.
You got to think about like, why would you have a medical bed in a room like that?
Yeah, it was.
Why
would
an owner paint the windows black in a basement?
It was weird.
Well, that's where you keep your captives.
Yeah.
Or
it wasn't
cadavers.
it wasn't an accessible room, because like I've been in houses where there's like medical beds, and maybe they don't have like the flooring.
Yeah, but they're sick people, so you have them in a nice space where you're comforting them.
Yeah, this was like, I want to say there was like, I can't remember. This was a long time ago, but I feel like there was something like painted on the wall. I'm gonna have to go back and find this house, but I swear there was like eyes or something like painted. It was just creepy. Yeah. The whole thing was just creepy.
Ooh.
But nothing, no one in the house. I mean, that's about as scary as it got for me. She put in an offer. She did not get the house.
That's like those people that, in a scary movie. No, I don't want to go into that cemetery.
Yeah.
No, let's not go upstairs.
Yeah,
while
let's
the
get
guys-
in the running car and drive away.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
let's not do that. Let's
I
go
read
hide behind the
this.
shed.
You guys need to read this book. It's hilarious. So I think it's called September House, and it's about this couple who buys a haunted house, but it's a gorgeous house. And so the whole book, it's kind of like a comedy. She's like, yeah, sometimes blood runs down the walls, but like, have you seen the molding? Like, that's how the whole book is. It's actually really, it's like,
it is hard to find a good house.
Yeah, it is.
It's a scary book. It's like actually kind of scary, but it's really funny, like through the whole thing. Cause she says stuff. She's like, I just have to learn to live with the screaming children.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
The footsteps in the hall in the middle of the night. So years ago, I had a company and I had a realtor that worked for me. His name was James, and he was getting up there in his years, but he was really excited about stuff all the time. And so one day at the office, James comes bolting in and I'm like, what's going on? And James is like, you got to listen to this. And I'm like, okay, well, spill it on me, James. He goes, I was just up there the street showing a house. It was an older house. And he goes, I walked in with my clients and there's a basement off to the left. And he said, when he was walking over there, he saw something move. And then he goes, hey, hello, anybody down there? Now, keep in mind, this is a vacant home. So he's like, anybody down there? They didn't hear anything. And so he clicks the lights on and they start walking down the steps and the lights click off. And so he kind of steps back and he goes, hello, realtor, anybody down there? And, is yelling. They don't hear anything. So he clicks the lights on again and they start working their way down the steps and the lights click off.
No.
And he is like, I'm out of here. So
no way.
He had seen something move and then the light situation. So he comes bolting in and he's like, this thing is crazy. I said, well, what's in the basement? He goes, I don't know. I didn't even get down the basement. I said, okay. So we had another realtor that worked with us, Whitney, if she's listening. Hi, Whitney. If you listen to this, we love you. Whitney's like really sensitive to like spirits and things like that. That's kind of her thing. Like she energies, and she does a lot of readings and stuff like that. So I told Shannon, I said, I'm going to take Whitney up there and just see what, see if she senses anything. So I go up to this house. I'd never been there and I open it up and we walk in and immediately Whitney goes, I just don't like it here for some reason. She made some comment to that effect. I'm like, oh, well, cool. Let's go check out the basement. So we walk over and the lights were on for the basement. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I didn't have to, click them on and click them off type of thing. And we start walking down the stairs and she like literally is like, I don't really want to be here right now. And I'm like, well, come on, let's just check this out.
So you're the person in the scary movie that gets
keeps leading us.
Gets her killed probably too.
Let's go hide behind the shed. So we get downstairs and immediately she goes, this is not, I need to get out of here. And I go, okay. I had no problem. Let me just walk around the corner and shut off the lights and whatnot. So I walk around the corner and I go over there and I turn the blinds, and these were two big windows with window wells. So it was a basement and they just look out to dirt, right? And so I go turn the blinds and sure enough on the blinds were painted eyes, huge painted eyes. And so I had so when you're talking about the eyes, I was like, oh my gosh, we shut those and Whitney's like, I'm out. And so we left, come to find out there was the guy who lived there was a predator and had been locked up. And the family had, it had been many, many years, but the family was selling it. And it was, when we found out kind of the history of the house, it all kind of made sense. It was a terrible, terrible feeling to be in it. But yeah, that was scary. That was really scary. So if you ever hear me go, hey, just don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Shannon, I want to show you a basement.
You know what though? That's
No,
like,
thanks.